The rain had been falling since dawn, washing the town in a cold, silent way. But for Chinedu, the rain carried something heavier than water. It carried pain. His landlord stood with folded arms, watching as Chinedu's belongings were placed outside. A mattress. A small bag. A few clothes. And dreams that felt too heavy for a wet roadside. Chinedu tried to speak. "Sir, please, give me just a few days." But the landlord only shook his head. "No more stories. Leave my house today." And so, on that rainy morning, with water dripping from his eyelashes and disappointment sitting on his chest, Chinedu walked away. Not just from the building, but from his old life. He had no umbrella. No place to sleep. And almost no money. But he had one thing: resolve. He picked up his bag, looked at the grey sky, and whispered, "One day, the sun will shine for me." The journey to Lagos was rough. Days turned into weeks. Chinedu did odd jobs. Slept in unfinished buildings. Washed cars. And worked night shifts at a bakery. Every challenge made him stronger. Every failure taught him something. And each morning, he reminded himself, "I will not give up." Not after that rain. Slowly, life began to turn. He saved money. Started a small business. Expanded it step by step. And in a few years, the young man that once had nowhere to sleep became the owner of a beautiful house in Lagos. A home built from tears, faith, and determination. Many years later, Chinedu sat in his office reviewing rental applications. A new tenant had been approved, a young man who had just gained admission into the University of Lagos. He opened the file. And his heart froze. The surname written on the document was bold and familiar. Obiano. For a moment, he simply stared. Memories of that rainy day returned like a quiet echo. He called the young man into the office. A polite boy walked in and greeted him happily. "My son," Chinedu asked gently, "what is your full name?" "Emeka Obiano, sir." "And your father?" "Chief Obiano, from the east," the boy replied. Chinedu closed the file slowly. He knew that name. He knew that face. He knew the story. But there was no anger in his heart. After a long silence, he said softly, "My son, your father once sent me out of his house on a rainy day." Emeka was shocked. "Sir, my father did that?" I am so sorry." Chinedu lifted his hand kindly. "No. You have done nothing wrong." He looked out of the window, watching grey clouds gather again, then turned to the boy with a calm smile. "You will stay in this house, for free." Emeka blinked. "Sir? Free?" "Yes. No rent. No charges." "But why, sir?" Chinedu smiled again, this time more deeply. "Go home and tell your father this. The young man he sent out on a rainy day is now a landlord in Lagos. And he has given your son a free house, not for revenge, but to show that he does not repay bad with bad." Tears filled the young boy's eyes. "Thank you, sir, thank you." Chinedu placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Go, my son. Let him hear the story. Let him know that the rain did not break me. It made me." The boy went home that same evening. He sat with his father and narrated everything. The free house, the message, and the man he had met in Lagos. When Chief Obiano heard the name Chinedu, his body froze. His eyes softened. His voice shook. He remembered the rainy day. He remembered the young man he pushed out. The pain on the boy's face. And the silence that followed afterward. A long, heavy breath escaped him. And for the first time in many years, he regretted his actions. He looked at his son and said quietly, "Life has taught me a lesson today. A lesson I will never forget. As the night deepened, the old man bowed his head. Not in shame, but in realization that kindness always wins.